Hey everyone, before our video begins, I just want to remind you of our early Black Friday sale that is now live at theelegantoxford.com until Thursday, November 28th. Don't miss this opportunity to beat the crowd and grab your favorites from Saphir before our Black Friday and Cyber Monday rush, where that special item you've been eyeing all year might get sold out. Promo code EARLYBIRD2024 gets you 15% off all orders over $150. On November 29th, our actual Black Friday sale will begin, followed by Cyber Monday at the beginning of the week, with a bigger sale, but with the caveat that there are no guarantees all items will be in stock due to our pre-sale that's currently live. So act fast, and I'll see you at theelegantoxford.com. We had the incredible opportunity of hosting CNES at Gentleman's Footwear here in San Diego for a special West Coast trunk show on October 12th, a week after New York. Alan Lee, who owns CNES, is incredibly underrated in my opinion, with a deep knowledge of shoemaking and design and also holding intuitive insight into our community as shoe shiners. To add to the fun, I had the pleasure of being at the trunk show to shine attendees' shoes and had a really great time seeing everyone come together to support an up-and-coming brand into the USA. What follows is an interview I had with Alan about different models being offered at CNES, including our group made to order. Hey everybody, welcome to the Elegant Oxford. Today's video, we're having a special trunk show with CNES. They are an up-and-coming brand who I actually met Alan finally at the New York Super Trunk Show. I had reviewed your shoes though twice on the Elegant Oxford review series. So today's video where we'll be talking about our special group made to order, and we'll also be looking at some different models and your made to order program that allows for customization that I really like. So let's talk a little bit about the brand CNES as a whole, and then we'll look at the group made to order.
So I think CNES was started back in 2016, originally from Vietnam. So everything we do, it's all produced entirely in our own factory in Vietnam.
You have your own factory then?
Yes,
okay.
Correct. So of course the leather that we use are all sourced from Europe, mostly from France and Italy. So we started off with 6 stores in Vietnam across the north and south, Ho Chi Minh and in Hanoi. And then subsequently we opened our own store in Singapore in 2019. And from the Singapore base, we kind of like market the brand worldwide.
Okay.
So that's what we do. The brand as a whole, we kind of like adhere to traditional shoemaking techniques. So we offer shoes in various construction. For example, the Goodyear, the hand sewn, the Norwegian. While we kind of blend, some Vietnamese influence into it. So I think the shoes that we produce are usually a bit more aggressive, okay. Brighter colors, very interesting effects that we try to do. Yeah. So that's something that's very unique to us as a brand.
Absolutely. Yeah. So when I reviewed your shoes, I noticed they're hand welted, which to me is a really the next echelon of shoemaking. An artisan or shoemaker is there sewing instead of just the Goodyear welt machine. Nothing against Goodyear welt, I do like Goodyear welt, but hand welting is really something I'm really interested in now. So good thing you brought these models. I'm really happy. This is a Goodyear welted, deconstructed shoe, but you're holding the hand welted model. Yes. So just explain a little bit about what hand welting is at this level where we can see it.
So I think in the Goodyear construction method, right, usually it comes on a leather insole attached to a soft canvas rib, and then from there the Goodyear stitching is done via the rib, to the leather welt. On a hand welted model, right, we actually do it entirely on a full leather insole. Okay. This insole is usually thicker, and then from there we kind of carve like a holdfast or like a groove here, and then this we do the stitching entirely by hand. It's a lot more tedious, a lot slower compared to the Goodyear construction, but it allows for the shoe to be more flexible and of course more durable. And these are exactly how shoes were made a long time ago.
Yeah, the original method.
Yes, correct.
So I have a question, Alan. Where did the name CNES come from? Because I've been wondering, and then I see the logo of the compass. I'm just not 100% sure.
Correct. So actually the whole name was crafted by my partner, my Vietnamese partner.
Oh, okay.
So he wanted the shoes to embody, values of a very classical, elegant gentleman. So actually C stands for classic, N stands for noble, E stands for elegant, and then S stands for simple. And these 4 values kind of embodies everything that we do. The last shape, the leather, the design. And it's a vision that we are trying to endeavor to achieve as we kind of like work forward.
That is really interesting. I had no clue. Classic, noble, elegant, and simple.
Yes.
No kidding. So everyone's always like, how do you pronounce it? Is it CNES? It's CNES. And I had to message you a couple of years ago and ask you that. That is really interesting. I had no clue it was an acronym for something. But I'm looking at the logo at that mirror on the window right there, and I thought, man, I wonder what CNES stands for. Very cool. Okay, so let's look at the group made order. We do have a special group made order that features some styles that I really, really do like. So let's look at them now. The first one that I just fell in love with. In fact, in New York, I looked at this and I thought, I don't really like it that much. But once I took it home, this turned out to be my absolute favorite. So it is a hole cut Oxford, but it has the reverse skin stitch here on the top. So why don't you explain a little bit about that? I think it looks really beautiful.
So this particular model is called the Andromeda. It's the
Andromeda.
Yeah, correct. It's literally like a hole cut.
Yeah.
So what we kind of do is we kind of tweak the designs a little bit by having the facing this part crafted using a reverse skin stitch. So when you last stitch over the upper, right, it creates this very interesting effect that can only be done by hand. And of course, we top it off with a floating medallion, and obviously beautifully polished, by Preston.
I don't know.
And then of course, it's hand-mounted construction, with a very nice fiddle, kind of like bevel waist that we have done here. So we have tried to create a very nice thin waist to, to showcase this slim silhouette. Yeah, and of course the shoe looks beautifully balanced. The leather that we're using on this particular pair, it's from France. It's Annonay Vegano calf, so very top quality, fine pores, fine grain, tightly. It's a very tight, firm leather, so it will age beautifully.
I really do like it. Yeah, so the hole cut is definitely my favorite. It looks incredibly elegant. Everything about it is just really, really nice. And I like Adelaides. They're one of my favorite styles, but this is still a hole cut, even though it has that reverse skin stitching. But it gives you kind of this, not a false Adelaide, but more of that design without going into the full Adelaide. Okay, so these two are very, very classic. I know I like to look at these two, and they're Balmoral Oxford, my favorite style. And they do have a swan neck design, which is another thing I really, really like. So explain a little bit about these classic Balmoral Oxfords.
So these Oxfords are called our BR1 Oxfords. So
BR1.
Very popular with our customers in Singapore and in Vietnam as well. So we of course crafted it exactly on the same last, the S last. This time around we use of course French cuff in black. And then this particular one, it's a special leather article that we have co-developed with our Italian tannery. It has a bit of a slight mottling effect.
So you co-developed this?
Yes, correct.
It does have a little bit of a complexity, some kind of like a kiss of marbling.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So with that also, it's completely hand welted by hand. With a very nice, clean, curved waist that I personally really like.
Yeah, I do. I do like it.
So it's a signature of our brand. So hopefully, our customers can also enjoy this very elegant Oxford.
Yeah, this is fantastic. The elegant Oxford. Is this the same shoe but in blue?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Navy is really popular among some people. They just look for navy shoes. It looks black when you just look at it, but when you compare it to an actual black shoe, they do look very different. And I do like navy. It's a very interesting color, but this is a very nice waist as well. Nice, sharp. This is a fiddleback.
Fiddleback, yeah.
I like the fiddleback. It's a very nice design, definitely. So this is an austerity brogue design. Is that usually what they're called?
Yes, correct. So it's a blend of like an austerity brogue with like a derby closure.
Okay.
So this is the Wayland Derby, something that we have introduced earlier this year in London. So we kind of select a different leather for this. This is crafted out of a very softer Italian leather.
It was very soft to the touch.
From Bernardo. So very soft, flexible. So if you're looking you're looking for a shoe that it's a bit softer, more flexible, a bit more comfortable, I think this particular article will suit you really well.
Yeah, this is very comfortable.
As always, all our shoes from this particular GMTO is crafted entirely on the S last. So the same last, same construction with different leathers give you a totally different look. So hopefully, with this and with our collaboration with the Elegant Oxford, you can enjoy something that is really crafted entirely by us with pride, entirely from Vietnam.
Absolutely. These are hand welted.
Yeah.
So that makes me really happy. I mentioned this to you, but my favorite design is this kind of flared out, tight waist. It gives it a very elegant look. I know usually on 360 degree, it's just the same width the whole way. It looks a little too chunky for me. I really do enjoy this design right here. It's kind of like a blind waist. When you look at it here, the waist just disappears and it looks like the ideal foot. the ideal shape that you're supposed to have. One of my absolute favorites. I'm glad you're offering that because I always look now for that type of a fine detail. I do also really like the sole, the bevel, but I do like the color, the design. Everything looks really great. All right, Alan, let's discuss the made-to-order that CNES offers. I think that'd probably be a good idea.
So I think for us, under the made-to-order program, we have quite a comprehensive program that you can actually choose and select for different leathers, different lasts and construction to kind of like create something that is unique to you, to your own desires and preference. So for example, we do allow a mix and match of different leathers. For example, a full grain cuff like that, along with an embossed cuff to create something that's a bit different as well.
Okay.
Other things that we can do is that's very popular with our American customer. We actually work with hatch grain leather like this. Very useful for the autumn and winter.
It's very popular, hatch grain, yes.
Correct. So this time around, we actually opted for like a split-toe derby boot in this dark brown hatch grain. Storm melting with a chunky rubber sole for traction. So this is really popular with our customers from Europe and America.
Oh, it's quite beautiful. I like the sole as well. Looks really functional.
Yes, correct.
I've taken some slips in leather when it's brand new, so I really do like this.
Yeah, so functional and yet at the same time very elegant. So
yeah, it is elegant. Yeah, the last is contoured. It does look like, it doesn't look like the average hiking boot for sure. So
other things that we have done and we are quite known for, it's I think some customers come to us because of our Norwegian stitching, especially in models such as the whole cut like this. We have it in a one-piece leather and then adorned by this 270 degree Norwegian stitching. So some customers really come to us and then they say, I want to have this Norwegian stitching either 180 degrees or even 360 degrees.
Okay.
So with that, we can actually choose the colors.
Could you explain a little bit about the Norwegian welt? It's one of those welts I haven't really featured on the channel.
So it's something that has been done, traditionally steeped in shoemaking, a very classical old style of construction. That allows it to be a bit more water resistant. But actually now in the current modern times, right, it's actually more decorative. I think people like it for its look. There's something very different.
It's braided, right? Like a braid.
Yeah, correct. So it's something different compared to the regular Goodyear construction. So I think this is something that I think what we are quite renowned for. In our factory, we have a small team, about 5 to 7 artisans, specializing in doing hand melting and stitching such as this.
Okay, so it's actually stitched on the side of the shoe then?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Yeah. That's really unique.
Yeah.
Very
it adds
nice.
A different element to this.
Yeah.
So something that even on a whole cut like that, right, it becomes a bit more stronger. There's a very strong presence. Yeah.
It looks more rugged and more elegant at the same time.
Yeah,
it's a very unique look. Yeah. So I know a lot of American customers really like boots. They're very popular right now. So I think these are 2 great examples of interpretations you did on classic boots that I think look very regal, and at the same time they do look rugged. I especially like this lug sole. Very interesting choice.
So I think for these 2 boots, it's very interesting because they are all crafted on the exact same last. It's a soft square version of our last.
You're right. They are the same last.
Exactly the same last, same construction. But given a tweak in the material choices, how we construct the outsole, right, we have a very different look. So the one that you're holding, it's a very casual, like a derby boot, classically welted, with a storm welt, thick commando lug sole. We match it with like Cara grain, a French Scotch grain. So it works well, when you're outdoors, climbing the mountains, hiking, going for a walk,
Yeah,
so
this actually
a bit more casual that you can wear with chinos and denim. Personally, I think it is a very good option if you are planning to go for like a short trip overseas.
Yeah, it is.
The same idea, the same last, same construction can be done in a different way, where we have this. This is called the Vimana boot. It's something that we have launched in London just earlier this year in May. So we have paired it with, of course, fine crust leather. We have dyed it in a very unique way.
Oh, it's crust leather then?
Yes. So it's a dyed patina look.
Oh, wow.
And then, of course, we match it with a very nice tight waist.
This is very nice.
So still 270 degrees welted. And then we have paired it with a very more distinct fiddle back waist.
This is beautiful. This is a really pronounced fiddleback.
Yeah. So with this is really pure classical, pure elegance that you can wear it really, with flannel trousers, even with high twist wool. It's the perfect boots.
It looks incredible.
Yeah.
I really do like it.
Of course, with our made-to-order options, you can tweak anything. If you want to have it with brass eyelets, silver eyelets, you want it to have with dynite sole, etc.
So you really do offer options for what people want.
Absolutely.
They can customize them.
Yes.
Wow. I really do like this boot. It's an incredible shape, and I love how the heel kind of comes down this way. It really does look nice. Incredible. Okay, now this is something everyone seems to be loving nowadays, and that's the Lazy Man. Now, if you don't know what a Lazy Man is, it's a shoe that looks like a regular Oxford, but it is in fact not an Oxford. It's more of a slip-on, and it has these elastic bands right here, and it allows you to put your shoe on right away. So maybe if you have mobility problems or issues, or maybe you're just a little of an older gentleman and you don't want to bend down to tie your laces all the time, this looks like just a regular plain tied Oxford, but it really isn't. So that is a very cool design. Tell me more about this Lazy Man Oxford.
So the Lazy Man is the perfect loafer if you want to look elegant, dress up, but at the same time you want to make it a lot easier to slip on and off.
Yeah.
So it's very popular with the guys in Singapore and in Asia as well. So we offer them in different construction, different designs. But this particular pair, I think it's really popular with our customers, especially in the US. So it's classical full brogue design. We kind of tweak, the broguings to be a bit smaller than usual.
Okay.
We pair this with a very nice dark brown hedge green, something that we have developed with our tannery in Italy. And of course, with the full elastic strap, it allows you to look, elegant, that you can wear, you can dress up very easily. But more importantly, you can slip on and off with ease. That is the main point.
That is very nice. So it's a good airport shoe, very good airplane shoe. If you're traveling and you have to wear a suit, but you don't want to wear loafers, just wear the Lazy Man. No one will ever know the difference.
Yeah. But of course, with the hand-mounted construction, we have a very nice waist. So
I know. This is when I saw this. You know what? This might be one of my favorite pairs that I've seen today. It's just incredibly elegant, and even the heel is just incredible looking. But it's a Lazy Man.
Yeah.
My brother would like this. He only likes loafers. He only wears loafers. I don't think he owns an Oxford, but this might change his mind because it's kind of both, huh?
Yeah.
It's a Lazy Man Oxford. This is nice. So, you know that I really like suede. I've been talking about suede for I think probably the last year. It's very versatile. It's one of my absolute favorite leathers. I think people think it is, it's more casual, and it is, but it's easy to maintain and it really looks beautiful. But here, it looks like you've combined it with different leathers or different types of textures. So why don't you tell me more about that?
Yes, so was actually done, this is actually a customer's pair. Made to order, sample that we did for a customer.
Oh, was it made to order? Okay.
Yes, correct. So he decided to go a bit crazy, with this idea by pairing 3 different kinds of leather together. So this was done on our V last, a very classical last that we have introduced about 2 years ago. So for this time around, I think he decided that he wanted to have 3 leathers. So we have on, the toe cap and the counter, a very gorgeous dark brown museum cuff.
It's beautiful.
And then we paired with like a very medium brown suede. And then of course, on the facing, we have this very nice embossed crocodile leather.
Okay.
So it looks funky enough, but at the same time still subtle, and
it's small area, so I think it looks appropriate for what it is.
Yeah. So with the made to order, you can let your dreams and creativity go wild. So that's the beauty of
That's very nice.
This ability to custom your own shoes.
Yeah, that's what we want. This feels really soft.
Yeah.
It's lined though, right?
Yeah, it's lined. Yeah.
Okay. I do like it. I don't know if I could wear it myself because I'm not that stylish, but I know this owner probably is pretty stylish. Very cool. Yeah, I like suede. It's very underrated. People don't know. Speaking of suede, I want to look at this boot because I do like suede. Is this like ridges here to hide the elastic a little bit? Makes it, a little bit more uniform in color. Chelseas are always a great option. They're also a good I know people travel with them because they slip right on and off. So why don't you tell me more about this Chelsea? I do like it.
So usually for Chelsea boots, they come in more rugged options usually, with rubber sole, for traveling, for hiking and stuff. But for this, we decided to create a Chelsea boots that is a bit more elegant, a bit more aggressive with sexier lines. So we created, this is actually on the S last, the same last that you have seen on all models that we have shared so far. But with this, we decided to kind of raise the heel a little bit.
I saw that.
It's, I think, 4 centimeters, a bit higher. And then the heel, it's slightly curved, so it creates this very aggressive silhouette.
So that a Cuban heel. I know they've called them Cuban heels in the past.
Correct. Yeah. So with this, we paired it with this very gorgeous tan light brown suede from Italy. And then usually for most Chelsea boots, they reveal this elastic panel here.
Right.
But we have done it in a way that in strips, so it creates a more elegant look, more seamless look. So when you can pair this really well with denim,
Yeah, for sure.
or like that rocker vibe.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I know that usually when they have the elastic showing, it is way more casual, but I do like the look of this. This is kind of an interesting looking compromise between the two of them.
Indeed.
Yeah, the Cuban heel. It's very popular. I mean, I don't own a pair of Cuban heels, but shorter guys sometimes really like Cuban heels because they give you a lot of height. But I'm happy at my height at 5'5". I don't complain about being short. I want to personally thank everyone who came to support the trunk show. We had an amazing time seeing attendees being sized, trying on different models, and getting their shoes shined as well. I want to thank and congratulate Alan for coming to visit the West Coast and sharing CNES with us here in San Diego. I want to wish him continued success for many years to come, and I'm really excited to see where CNES will go in the future.